Welcome to the Boyne Riders Photographic Rally 2011. 24 photo points all over Ireland, which will hopefully take us to some very interesting places and some great roads along the way. The first photo point I'm going to get is the one closest to where I live, which is here in Cork, and it's the Lusitania Memorial at the Old Head of Kinsale. We're going to take a slight detour first on the road into Kinsale here to go up to Charles Fort, which is a fabulous view over Kinsale Harbour. We'll have a look at that before going down into Kinsale and then heading out to the Old Head of Kinsale to get the photo point of the Lusitania Memorial. This is Charles Fort, which was built in 1670 as part of the British fortification to protect Kinsale Harbour. It's a star fort, which was built on the site originally made for another fort, which went back to 1601, which was heavily involved in the Battle of Kinsale, which was the ultimate battle when the English overcame the Irish to take control of the country. Beautiful views from here. There is another fort over there across the bay, which is James Fort, which is derelict now, and you might be able to just see it just on the top of the hill over there. But Charles Fort is fully restored and has visitors tours and everything for it. But a beautiful spot. We've left Charles Fort now and we're heading down here on the road to Kinsale itself, and down by the Bullman restaurant, which is a very famous watering hole here in Kinsale. You can see why it's a lovely view. People like to sit out in the sun, have a few drinks and look out at the view. Some very narrow roads here, and yes, they are two-way, so hopefully we won't meet anything on the way down. Here's another view of Kinsale Harbour. Out there's Charles Fort, where we just came from. Nice view out the harbour. Around this side into the town of Kinsale itself, which is down there. This is another well-known Kinsale watering hole. It's called the Spaniard, and again, you see, like to see people out and about around it. Kinsale is a well-known tourist town here. It's also known as the gourmet capital of Ireland, and it's famous for its colourful houses and narrow streets. Kinsale also has a beautiful harbour, as you can see, with lots of yachts. I can highly recommend Kinsale if you ever visit the south of Ireland. It's a beautiful place. We're on our way out to the Old Head now, having left Kinsale, and we're going to pass through a place called Ballinspittle, which became famous here in Ireland about a decade ago, because some of the local people here saw the statue of the Virgin Mary, which is located down here, moving. The majority of the population of Ireland are Irish Catholic, and thousands flocked to see if they could see the statue moving. I must admit, I did myself. I came down to see if I could see it moving, and I was watching it. It was at night time, and sure enough, if my eyes deceived me or not, I'm not sure, but it did look as if it was wobbling. Now, I think myself it was a trick of the light at night, and because I was staring so hard at it. But all the people used to stand up there, or sit up there, and watch the statue here move. Or watch it at least to see if it could move. People who were more sceptical than I maintained that some of the local pub landlords had a remote control down in the village there, and when business got a bit slack, they used to operate the remote control for the statue and increase revenue. But who am I to say? But this was the moving statue of Ballinspittle. So if we stay here long enough, it might move. This is the road up to the Lusitania Memorial on the Old Head of Kinsale, which is my photo point today. The Lusitania was sunk on the 7th of May 1915 by a German U-boat, resulting in the loss of 1,198 people's lives of the 1,958 on board, including women and children. The sinking of the Lusitania is widely accredited with the US joining the First World War, because of the outrage caused by the huge loss of life and the fact that it was deemed to be a passenger vessel and not a military vessel. The Germans refuted this, saying that it was carrying arms and ammunition, and that the fact that it sank in 18 minutes following a huge explosion after being hit by just one torpedo. Controversy has raged ever since about whether it was or not carrying arms and ammunition. The British denied it. As we speak, the Discovery Channel are conducting a dive on the Lusitania itself, much like they did for the Titanic, and hopefully that might come up with some information as to the true reason for its quick sinking within only 18 minutes. The memorial itself up here is placed here because it's the closest landfall to where the ship actually went down, which is 11 kilometers off the coast here, and people on the coast could actually see the people in the water but were powerless to help them, which must be a terrible thing to watch. But the actual memorial is just up here around the corner. Here we are at the Lusitania Memorial on the Old Head of Kinsale. Photo point number 1 this year. Any of you who watched my videos last year on the photo rally will remember one the other Cork photo rally point was also a signal tower, and this is another one of the, I think it was 72 dotted around the coastline, which were inside of each other on different headlands. This one is at the Old Head of Kinsale. Another point, you look down there, that is actually the Old Head of Kinsale, and it used to be open to the public. You used to be able to walk out along all those paths there, right out around the head and back in the other side. But that section of headland was bought by a multinational company who closed the right of way to the public, much to local protests and court cases. But to this day the headland is closed to the public and is now an exclusive golf course. The views from that headland are absolutely outstanding. As you can see, if we pan around here out to this side, you can see, just swing around here, the beautiful coastline that you can see all that way out there. And it's the same on the other side, which is obscure from where I'm standing now.